how to make a succubi or incubi the foil of a campaign. Jim Davis?
So I think, first off, foil in this case is referring to an antagonist, but not necessarily the villain. Someone who opposes the party or maybe has goals that are, at cross purposes with the party, but isn't necessarily like the lead antagonist of the place. So I think like one of the ways you can do it is just as an infiltrator. These two particular fiends are shapeshifters, mind readers, master manipulators, and it's kind of one of those things where maybe you have an NPC that you didn't intend to be a succubus or an incubus, that only after a while do you decide, like, yeah, either they were replaced by one of these or they were always one all along. Now, why would you want one? Perhaps because divinations were cast and the masters of these shape-shifting seductive demons have determined that the party must be infiltrated and subverted for the will of Grazitz or Asmodeus or whatever the big bad fiend is in your world. And so, they've been sent to infiltrate the party in order to gain their trust, perhaps gain together some secrets or some dirt on them, find out what their weaknesses are, report back to them, maybe even get knocked up and create a little demon spawn of one of the party members who, using the accelerated growth found in the breeding pits of the abyss, is then sent after the party at some point. They have to deal with a little Damien, or and then they've got to deal with a Cambion that is the offspring of one of the party members. What's that?
And the party member is like, no, I'm your father.
No, I'm your father.
The son is the evil bastard.
Yeah. No, I'm your father.
It's a reverse Vader.
It's a reverse Vader. I think the most clever use of a succubus that I've seen or heard of in a campaign was one in which I was reading about this one on InWorld. It's called Tales of Wire, W-Y-R-E. I don't know if those threads are still up there. And the point of it was that a paladin had been called in by a duchess to uncover some corruption within a nunnery. And it turns out that a succubus had infiltrated the nunnery, but when discovered, pleaded mercy and claimed repentance of the paladin. And the paladin player decided that they weren't going to kill this demon, that a show of genuine remorse and contrition was enough. Magic confirmed that the succubus was indeed genuine in her, or I should say its repentance, and that sparked a civil war amongst the religion that the paladin belonged to, because the paladin sought the advice of basically the Pope. The Pope was like, nope, it's a demon, you got to kill it. And yet there were others who felt that redemption was more important than adherence to the law. And it set in motion this whole chain of events. So you can use a creature like a succubus or an incubus or a doppelganger or any other number of mind-reading, shape-shifting creatures to just kind of cause trouble for the party. Maybe they stick around for a while observing them. Maybe you work with another party member and they get taken over, and it takes a while for the party to realize that they've been infiltrated, and now they have to go rescue their friend. Those are some ways. It's very I don't know. It's very rewarding, but it requires you to be a little devious and to not tip your hand, which is kind of the worst part about being a DM, because you don't get to tell your secrets to anyone.
Yeah, it is the worst part. Or maybe the succubus made a deal with the main villain of the story.
Yeah.
To be the one that brings the party down, and so for them, it's a bet.
Yeah. It's just what they're going to do this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.